Well, hello, boys and girls. We are back once again with another live show. Today, we're going to take a look at match day number 2 out in the Champions League. So hopefully you're watching and hopefully you got your predictions. So bring them on. Roll VT! That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we take a look at match day number 2 out in the Champions League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Champions League related. Whoa, football, we're going to all here under one roof skis. I'm not sure if we're going to get an audience today because it is Thursday. It is a little earlier than usual, but we're going to go with it anyway. So let's get. Oh, we've got somebody, an LG and Cal joins me in the house for a live show that is Champions League. So hopefully you got your predictions. Are they ready? Could just be me and you, boss. We'll have a look. So let me fire up the bits and pieces. So let's get going and have a little look, shall we? First of all, we're going to take a look back at match day number 1, see how we got on. This is the grading criteria. See, there's more games in the Champions League per match day than there is in the Premier League and all those other ones. So the scores are a little different. So 0 to 5 gets you the red-faced gang. 6 to 10 gives you the straight-faced club. And then top banana is 11 plus. So if you get those in your current match day predictions, yeah, we'll see how you got on. So first and foremost, let's take a look at how I got on. Here are the results of match day number 1 before we take a look at match day number 2 and all that kind of good stuff. Hello. We have a couple of guys in the chat, which is great to see. So here we go. So in match day number 1, back in the day, which was a couple of weeks ago, in fact, it was actually last week, Brugge opened up their campaign with a 0-0 draw up against Galatasaray. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Brugge, so I got that one wrong, folks. Meanwhile, PSG put one of the performances of the round, 3-0 demolition of Real Madrid. I actually pushed a 3-1 win, so not too shabby on that bad boy. Over into Group B, it was another curious day for Tottenham Hotspur. 2-2 draw with Greek giants over in Greece. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Spurs, so I got that one wrong. And Bayern took care of business against Red Star Belgrade with a 3-0 win over at the Allianz Arena. I got that one bang on point, boys. I got this one bang on Schnolski. Meanwhile, over in Group C, Shakhtar Donetsk lost at home to Manchester City 3-0. I actually went with a 2-1 win. So I got the right amount of goals, but I just didn't distribute them correctly. Same group, Zagreb put 4. That's right, 4 past Serie A's Atalanta, 4-0 over in Croatia. Actually with a 2-0 win for Croatia, so not too bad indeed. Another one of the ties of the round was Atlético Madrid up against Juventus. Obviously, Ronaldo knows Madrid a little bit well. Not that Madrid, but you know what I mean. He's had a few encounters with them over the years. 2-2 final score. Actually with a 2-1 win for Atletico. So just 1 goal shy, but ultimately wrong. And Leverkusen did lose at home to Lokomotiv Moskva. Actually went with a 3-0 win on that one. That's over in Group D. Into the second half of the competition. Napoli put 2 past the Champions League winners. In Group E, Liverpool struggling, 2-0 defeat. A couple of late goals there. I actually got the right amount of goals. I just didn't distribute them correctly with a 1-1 draw. But Salzburg, one of the stories of the round as well, with Haaland getting himself a hat-trick. Young, is he 17-year-old, 19-year-old, something like that? Youngster anyway, ripping it up over in Austria. And he ripped it up in the Champions League. 6-2 final score. Actually went with a 2-0 win for Salzburg on this one. So got the right result, but just the wrong scoreline. Hello to any new guys in the chat. Welcome. We'll get to your boys' predictions. And of course, the interactive element is coming very soon. Inter Milan can only manage a 1-1 draw over against Slavia Prague. Now, this is over in Group F. So good result for Slavia Prague away from home. Actually went with a 3-0 win for Inter Milan on this one. And Dortmund and Barcelona managed to duke it out to a 0-0 draw. So all square over in Group F. I actually went with a 2-1 win for Dortmund, so got that one wrong as well. Into the back end of the competition now, Lyon and Zenit were forced to a 1-1 draw. I actually went with a 2-1 victory for Lyon on this one, and Benfica lost at home to Leipzig. I actually went with Benfica on this one as well, so not great. So it's been pretty shitty for me on the old Champions League picks. And finally, Group H, Chelsea lost at home to Valencia 1-0. Actually went 2-0 the other way. And Ajax put 3 past Lille. I actually got that one right-ish. 3-1 final score. And as you can see, these are the markings or the emojis. So I think I graded myself as one of these bad boys. Now, there wasn't many predictions from the fans, or the viewers, should I say. But we got a few, so let's take a look at them. How you guys got on. Rupesh Thapa, he did all right for himself. LG and Cow did okay as well, and he joins us in the house. Jaden Gengai also in here with us today. This fella, Nazamaran UA Standoff, he did absolutely terrible. Christian04, he's also in the chat. Welcome, welcome. He did okay for himself as well. Yannick Bustler, a regular predictor. He did not too great this week. Adam Celtic, also a regular predictor on the late shows anyway. He did okay. He did pretty shitty. And Liam Martin, also in the house. Welcome, welcome. He did all right for himself as well. I think Liam Martin's here. I was usually here. So all in all, it was one of those. It was an indifferent one. Nobody really stood out with their predictions. I did pretty terrible as well. Hopefully we'll get better in match day number 2. So this is the state of flux as it stands in the groups. They are a bit big. They're a bit big. I tell you that now. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit next time. So PSG currently top the pops in Group A with Bruges hot on the heels on goal difference, should I say. Bayern lead the way as well. Tottenham, despite just the draw away from home, are in second as well. Into Group C, Zagreb lead the way. Manchester City hot on the heels as well. Both of them clean sheets last time out. Over in Group D, Lokomotiv Moscow top the pops. Juventus are in second on goal difference as well. Skipping ahead of myself there. Lost my spot there. Salzburg lead the way over in Group E. 3 points on the board with that monstrous 6-2 victory over Genk. Napoli in second with a clean sheet as well. Hello. Liverpool need to turn it around in the next games. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Group F, Slavia Prague are top of the pops at the moment. Barcelona bottom of Group F, and that is only on goal difference though. So don't read that too much into that. Already. Leipzig lead the way over in Group G. Zenit hot on the heels as well on goal difference. And Ajax and Valencia top the pops and in Group H. So that is the state of flux coming into match day number 2. The games take place next Tuesday and Wednesday. We are going to take a look at Tuesday's games first, which is, I think, last time we didn't. So get your predictions out of the way. We're going to kick it all off with Real Madrid up against Bruges. Now, this is over in Group B. So, no, it's not. It's not Group B. It's Group A. Sorry. That would make sense. Group A. So, get your predictions in the house. Real Madrid against Bruges. Now, this should really be a stone-cold home victory for Real Madrid on this one. While you guys are doing that, I've got to do a little bit of admin on my side here. Just get all these little tabs opened up. So, just chat amongst yourself. Get your predictions in there while I prep my sort of analytics here as I bring up a couple of tabs, because then it's not as easy to locate the data. But anyway, the recent record between these two sides coming into this: Real Madrid hosting Bruges this time. I come into this with 1 defeat at the past 5 games. Bruges on the flip side, unbeaten in at least 4 games in all competitions, and that is we'll get to Chelsea in just a second. Jaden Agengar's in the house with his prediction. We'll get to all those ones in just a second. The bookmakers see this as a stone cold home win here. 5-1 on for Real Madrid. Club Bruges 12-1. Long shots 11-2 in the house. In the draw. What we do have in the house is Jaden Agengar's going with a 3-0 comfortable win for Real Madrid. Noko Drinker's going 3-1 as well for Real. Christian's going 1-0 for Real Madrid. Brendan Show is going 3-1 Madrid as well. LG and Cal going with Madrid as well. And again, make sure you get your predictions in the chat comment section down below in a block, so we can feature them next time out. Christian will get to those ones in a second. Home of Football's going 2-2 draw. For me, I'm actually going with a 3-0 win as well. I think Real Madrid, they've turned a corner now. They're top of the pops over in La Liga. If you have not checked out the table with the midweek games, they are top of the pops as it stands. And I think they'll get back to winning in a consistent basis as well. Next up, though, tricky game for PSG. Over to Turkey they go. They've played each other at least twice over the years. A victory for Galatasaray over in Turkey, and a victory for PSG when they played each other in France. And that's going all the way back to 2000-2001 season. Galatasaray come into this, though, beaten at least 5 games, no losses in the past 5. PSG, though, did lose last time out in the French top division. So it's definitely doable for Galatasaray. The bookmakers see this 8-1 Galatasaray, 32-100 for PSG, 70-4 the draw. What we got in the house, we have some predictions that we do. Christian 04 is going with a 2-0 win for PSG. Home of Football's going with a 2-2 draw as well. Jaden Agengar's going 2-1 win for PSG. And Brendan Show's going with a 2-1 win for PSG as well. LG and Cal's going for the Frenchies, 2-0 win at the end. I'm actually going to go with the Turkish team on this one, 2-1. if you're a gambling man, I think there's some money to be made here. Galatasaray, 8-1 at home. Galatasaray is a very, very difficult venue to go against, to play up against. A couple of late additions to the predictions. Anonymous PLC is going with a 3-1 win for Galatasaray. Knocko Drinker's going with a 1-0 win for PSG. Infinity Pilots going with a 2-0 win for PSG. And Hunzi Masha is in the house. If you're playing catch-up, just make sure you stick your predictions somewhere so I can see them. And I want to get a good recap of what everyone else thinks. Now into next group we go, and it is over in Group B. It does go in order, A, B, C, D. I will get that right. Tottenham taking on Bayern. This one is a difficult game. Spurs are looking a bit ragged over in the Premier League or in the English football as a whole. They got knocked out of the English Cup to a League 2 team that is Tier 4. So it's a big, big upset for Spurs this week. So can they bounce back against Bayern? The only recent record I see between these two sides was a match back in the end of July. It's probably one of them funny friendlies that they take place over in the summer. It was a 2-2 draw, but ultimately Spurs winning it, I think, on penalties. Spurs come into this without a win in 3 games. Bayern, on the flip side, just 1 draw out of the past 5. They've won the other 4, so it's pretty favourable for Bayern in the form book. The bookies, though, think 9-5 for Tottenham, 5-4 for Bayern, 14-5 the draw. Galatasaray no longer feared. Oh my goodness! How could they? I'm just scared when I type in Galatasaray because they're so intimidating. Jaden the Gengar's in the house with a 3-3 draw. That'd be an absolute belter if that came true. LG Cal's going with Bayern as well, 2-1 victory in the end. Brendan Show's going with a 1-0 win for Spurs. Russell Frost is going for Bayern, 3-1 in the end. Hunshi Masha is going with a 3-1 win for Bayern away from home. Remember that. Knocko Drinker's going with a 3-1 win for Bayern over at the Fancy Pants new stadium that is Tottenham Hotspur. For me, I'm also going with Bayern. I just can't see it. I think Tottenham are in a bit of a rut right now. I think they'll get out of the rut. I don't think Pochettino will walk or get fired or anything. I think they'll just need to get through September, maybe to the international break, and then they'll be back to business. And hopefully, in the back end of this Champions League thing, they'll turn a corner and make the knockouts, because they should be coming second, at least this group. We have a couple of last minutes in there. Infinity Pilots going with a 2-1 win for Bayern in the end. Same group, Red Star Belgrade up against Olympiakos. What have I got on this one? Well, they've played each other at least once. It's going all the way back to 2007. Olympiakos picked up the victory when it was played over in Greece. The recent record coming into this game, though, 2 defeats out of the past 5 games for Red Star. Olympiakos on the flip side, unbeaten in at least 5 games. So there's favourable. It's looking good for Olympiakos to take away the away win, because this would be a massive scalp for Olympiakos if they're going to get themselves into the knockouts. Red Star 19-20 favourites, I'd say. 7-5 for Olympiakos, 23-10 the draw. What do we have in the house? Well, Jaden the Gengar straight in the house with a 1-0 win for Red Star. Olympiakos, 1-0 win for LG and Cal. Home of Football's going 3-1 win. I'm staying with Olympiakos on this one. Brendan Show's going 2-0 win for Olympiakos as well. Anyone on Sevilla today? I'm not too sure what that means. Don Corleone. I'd answer it if I could, but I don't know what that means. So yeah, this is one of those. This is a game that features the 2 teams that could potentially squeeze in the second spot if Tottenham don't up their game, because right now they're looking a little shabby. And they need to start getting some results going in their favour, both in the league and on the continent when they take on teams like this. Last one in there, Knocko Drinker's gone with a 1-0 win for Red Star. For me, I'm also siding with Red Star Belgrade, taking them the victory at home, and that could give them a boost mentally going into this. Hunshi Masha's in there with a 2-1 win for Olympiakos as well. Christian's already ahead of us as we look at Atalanta taking on Shakhtar Donetsk. This is over in Group D. I'm with you. E, C, blimey. I'm all over the place. So Atalanta taking on Shakhtar. They've not played each other over the years, but Shakhtar come into this with 1 defeat at the past 5 games. Atalanta, though, they've had a recent turn of events. 2 wins at the past 5, but their last victory obviously was in the league up against Roma, and that was during the week. So they've got a victory under their belt, and they should have a bit of a spring in their step. The bookmakers see this 6-5 for Atalanta, red hot favourites. 29-10 for Shakhtar away from 29-10 the draw. Same odds for a draw as an away victory. Christian was first in the block with a 3-1 win for Atalanta. Brendan Show's going with a 3-2 win for Atalanta as well. LG and Cal siding with the Serie A team 2-1. Jaden the Gengar's going with a 4-goal thriller 2-2, and Homer Football's going with a 1-1 draw. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 win for the Atalanta bad boys. Get back to winning ways. They look good in the Serie A, but can they turn that into Champions League football as well. Wrapping up this Group C, it is Manchester City against Dinamo Zagreb. Noko Drinker squeezes in with a 2-1 win for Donetsk. Man City against Zagreb, though. Man City coming to this, obviously, scoring goals for fun. They've yet to play Zagreb, according to my books. But the past 3 games, they've scored 14 goals. 14 goals at the past 3 games. That's including the victory over Donetsk, the 8-0 win over Watford, and the 3-0 victory against Preston in the Cup. But they did lose to Norwich not too long ago. Meanwhile, Zagreb on the flip side coming to this with 2 defeats at the past 5 games. We've got some big scorelines in the house. We'll have a look at them in a minute. The bookmakers 16-1 Man City, stone cold favourites. 28-1 Zagreb. If you got cheeky £1, you might stick it on Zagreb just to nick it. You make a bit of money out of that bad boy. 11-1 the draw. Predictions have been shooken on through here. And what we got? Did I have everything? Hunchy Masher with a 2-0 win for Atlanta. But anyway, onto this one. 6-0 win for Brenda's show. Homer Football's gone 5-0 win for Man City. Jaden the Gengar's 5-0 as well for Man City. LG and Cal's gone 4-0 for Manchester City. Christian 04, he wants to let everyone know he's Italian and he loves Atalanta. Meanwhile, Marco Milkin's gone with a 2-1 win for Zagreb. Here he goes. He's seeking an upset. Russell Frost in the house with a 3-0 win for Man City. Noko Drinker's gone 3-0 as well for Man City. Christian's going 3-0 Man City. Blue Flash gives Zagreb a bit of a benefit of the doubt with a goal, but 3-1 in the end. I'm actually calling a 4-0 as well. Go with the big boys, the high scorers in the end. Homer Football straight in there. He ain't mucking about with the next one, which is Juve up against Bayern Leverkusen. Now, this is no pushover for Juve. They come into this game. They've played each other twice before, both home and away. We'll talk about that in a second, but the recent record for Juve coming to this game is looking decent. Past 5 games, won 3 of them, drawn 2 of them. Leverkusen on the flip side come into this just 1 win out of the past 4, so not great form for Leverkusen. But those defeats include the defeat to Moscow last time out in the Champions League, Dortmund as well. So not great. The victories came against Union Berlin and Düsseldorf, very doable teams. So it's not like they're whipping boys at the moment. But Juve event against Bayer Leverkusen, they did play each other in the 2001-2002 campaign. Victories for both Juventus over in Turin with a 4-0 win. Leverkusen did beat them over in Germany 3-1. What we got in the house before I jump to it, Homer Football was straight in there with a 2-1 win for Juve. Christian 04's gone 1-1 draw. Jaden the Gengar's going with a 2-0 win for Juve. LG and Cal siding with the Italians as well. 2-1 Brenda Show going with Bayer Leverkusen 2-1 away from home. Christian is already on the next one. Don Corleone is going with a 3-0 win for Manchester City. That was the one prior. Noko Drinker's gone with a 4-1 win for Juve. And Blue Flash 3-0 win for Juve in the end. I'm actually going with the same as you, Blue Flash. 3-0 win, good scoreline, good result. Maybe Ronaldo to get a couple more goals to his amazing tally that he's got so far. And wrapping up this group, which is Group D. It does make sense. It is Moscow against Atlético Madrid. Now, they've played each other 3 times over the years. Madrid picking up 2 of the victories. In fact, Lokomotiv Moscow have yet to beat Madrid in all competitions. That's going all the way back to 2007. When they did meet for a 3-3 classic back in the day. Moscow come into this with 1 defeat out of the past 4 games in all competitions. Atlético, on the flip side, they will play these bad boys after the Madrid derby. And I've got to do another La Liga prediction video. It'll be live tomorrow, including that prediction, so make sure you check that out. But they'll come into this possibly on the back of a defeat, or possibly with their tails up because they would have defeated their rivals. So it's going to be an interesting week for them bad boys. The bookmakers see this as a... What do they see this as? Lokomotiv Moscow. 5-1 for Lokomotiv Moscow. 63-100 Atlético Madrid are favourites. 13-5 the draw. What we got in the house? Christian was first on the box with a 2-2 draw. Don Corleone's gone with a 2-2 draw as well, I think. LG and Cal's gone with Moscow with a surprise 1-0 win. So is Brenda's Show with a 1-0 win for Moscow. Jaden the Gengar's gone with Atlético with a 3-0 win. Blue Flash has gone for Atlético as well. Noko Drink with a 2-1 win for Atlético. Blue Flash wants everybody to know he's must be very happy right now, or not, because he supports Watford. I love Watford. Used to live down there, so I've got a soft spot for them. But they need something. I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 win for Moscow on this one. I think maybe the result on the weekend could be a blessing in disguise or a curse in disguise. They'll probably maybe beat Real Madrid this weekend, I think. Spoiler alert. And they'll be all confident, and then they'll come crashing back down to earth with the game against Moscow into the second half of this Champions League prediction. And these games take place on Wednesday. Any Liverpool fans in the house, We got your guys coming up soon. Genk taking on Napoli in the first batch of these ones. It's over in Group E. So Genk starting with that big defeat. Now Napoli got the chance to make it 2 wins on the spin for them. The bookmakers see this 6-1 for Genk, 5-2 on for Napoli, 4-1 for the draw. You do that, Infinite Pilot. I want to see everybody get their full predictions in there, so I can see it and I can feature it next week. Or next time we do these bad boys. So make sure you get them in a cluster. So what do you guys think about Genk against Napoli? Obviously Belgians, one of the Belgians' finest up against one of Italy's finest. And Napoli did come into this with that monstrous victory over Liverpool. Genk, though, on the flip side, coming into this with a bit of a beating when they took on Salzburg last time out. They've never played each other, but Napoli do come into this with 3 wins out of the past 5. One of those defeats was against Juve way back at the end of August. They also lost to Cagliari last time out. That was just a couple of days ago. Might have even been yesterday. Genk on the flip side, not looking good for them. Just 1 win out of the past 4. So they look like they're up for grabs, if I'm completely honest with you. What we got in the house, we have a couple of predictions in there. Jaden the Gengar's in there with a 2-1 win for Napoli. LG and Cal's going to surprise us all with a 1-0 win for Genk. Blue Flash has got Napoli 2-0 away from home as well. Brendan Show's going with a 7-goal thriller, 4-3 for Napoli to take it in the end. What have I got? Well, I'm going with a 2-1 win for Napoli to snatch it away from home. We'll make it 2 wins out of 2 for Napoli, and they'll look in good shape to get themselves out of this group as the winners. And that means it's all to do for Liverpool. Liverpool taking on a very, very tricky Salzburg this next match day. And oh my goodness, I'm looking at the stats right now. Salzburg look venomous. They're coming to this past 5 games, 4 wins, 1 draw. That draw was against Lazic, who are also a decent side over in Austria. Salzburg's last couple of scorelines, they did beat Rapid Vienna 2-1 last time out away from home, but the last time that they duked it out at home, 6-2 win against Genk, which we talked about, 7-2 win against some other team in Austria, and a 3-0 win against Ried, or whoever that is, over in Austria. So they are scoring goals, bucket loads of it. Meanwhile, Liverpool look good. Besides that little blip against Napoli, was it 6 out of 6 so far in the Premier League? It could be 7 out of 7, depending on what goes on Friday when they take on Sheffield United. Well, we got a couple of little shockers in the predictions in the house. Bookmakers see this. 4-1 on for Liverpool victory, 10-1 for Salzburg away from him, 5-1 the draw. What you guys got? Let's take a little look. Jaden the Gengar was first at the blocks with a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Blue Flash also signed with the European champions to get back to winning ways. Russell Frost going 5 goals in it, 3-2. Mariova Klikoven is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Brendan Show, 5-0 win for Salzburg. LG and Cal's also giving Salzburg a bit of credit with a 2-2 draw, which would put them in a bit of pickles. Can I make a live? I can't do. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Maybe I'll do a live Europa once we get to the knockouts. There's a lot of football to be covered in the Europa. I've just recorded the video. It'll be on tomorrow. But maybe once if things sort themselves out, we could talk about that another time. For me, for this one, we are looking at Group E. I'm actually going with a 4-2 goals galore in this one. Liverpool to snatch it. They can be a bit vulnerable at the back. They do have one of the best defenders in the world, but they can be up for grabs when they all commit going forward. Next up, we have Group F. Is that right? Yes. Slavia Prague's group up against Borussia Dortmund. They've not played each other according to my stats over the years, but Prague come into this unbeaten in at least 4 games. Dortmund also unbeaten in 4 games as well. But the last defeat for Dortmund was a 3-1 defeat to Union Berlin back at the end of August. However, it's 2 games without a win in all competitions for Dortmund. They did draw with Frankfurt last weekend, and they drew with Barcelona last time out in the Champions League. The bookmakers, what do they see this on this bad boy? 60-5 for Prague, 78-100 for Dortmund. So Dortmund are favourites, 29-10 away from 29-10 for the draw. What we got in the predictions column, boys and girls? What you got? We have a couple in the house. Blue Flash going with a 3-1 for Prague. Jaden the Gengar's going with a 2-2 draw as well. LG and Cal's going with Dortmund 2-1. Brenda Show's going with a 3-1. Brendo Show's going with a 4-1 for Dortmund. Mario Clavian is going with a 2-1 here for Slavia, upsetting the apple cart there. A couple guys actually fancying Slavia to take the victory, who obviously they come into this. It's all square in this group as it stands, everyone with a point, so it's up for grabs as it stands, but I don't think it's going to stay that way. I think the big powerhouses will break away from Slavia Prague as the games go by. I actually called a 2-0 win away from home for Dortmund to snatch it and get themselves up and moving in the right direction. Here we go, another tie of the round. Here we go, Barcelona against Inter Milan. Now, they played each other in recent years, past 6 encounters, 3 victories for Barcelona, 1 win for Inter Milan. And 2 draws along the way. So the last time that Inter Milan actually picked up a victory against Barcelona was all the way back in 2010 when it was played over in Milan. The last recent record, because they played each other a lot of the times over the years, going all the way back to 2003, Barcelona have won all 5 games when it's at the new camp, and they haven't conceded a goal against Inter Milan in those 5 matches, all the way back to 2003. So 19 years they haven't conceded a goal against Inter Milan at the new camp. The bookmakers, do they side with that statistic? 8-15 on Barcelona, hot favourites, 92. Inter Milan away from home, 10-3 for the draw. Remember, Inter Milan come into this unbeaten, a 100% record over in Serie A. So this is not as easy as it sounds. We do have a couple of predictions in the house. The Gengar's going with a 1-0 win for Barcelona. Blue Flash is siding with Barcelona as well. LG and Cow's just giving it to Barcelona with a 2-1 win. So, what do you guys? Anyone else got any more predictions in the hoose before I reveal? I'm just checking my status here I'll make sure the stream is going. We've had some thunder and lightning out here. I've already rebooted the machine once. Hopefully we'll hang on in there. I'm actually going to side with a 3-2 win here for Barcelona to snatch it. 5 goals in it. Inter Milan will just be undone. Maybe a last minute winner for Barcelona. So, yep, last minute in there. Brenda Show comes in with a 2-1 win for Inter Milan. Surprise, surprise. Someone backing against Barcelona. We've not had the greatest start to life in La Liga this year. Meanwhile, moving on to the next group. It is Group G, and that is Zenit St. Petersburg taking on Benfica. They played each other quite a few times over the years. The previous 6 encounters, it's 3 wins for Zenit, 3 wins for Benfica. The last victory for Zenit was all the way back in 2014 when they hosted Benfica. It was 1-0. The record, let's see if they played each other more. They played each other 3 times when Zenit have hosted them, going all the way back to 2012. And Benfica picked up a victory. Zenit picked up 2 victories. No draws over the years. But the last time that they played each other over in Russia was a 2-1 win for Benfica. The bookmakers in this wide open group, I think this group is ridiculously wide open. 13-10 for Zenit, 21-10 for Benfica. Zenit are favourites, 23-10 the draw. We have a couple of predictions in the house, just a couple. Anyone else want to jump in before I do the Zenith? Is it Zenith? I'm going with Zenit. Excuse me. Blue Flash is going with a 1-1 draw. Cannot separate the 2 sides. Jaden the Gengar is going with a 3-1 win for Benfica to pick up the victory away from home. That'll give him a big old boost as well. And Brenda Show, I think, is going with Zenith as well. For me, I'm actually calling this as a victory for Zenit. Looks like I'm the only one. And maybe Brenda's joining me with siding with the Russians on this one. 2-0 win, and that'll give them 3 valuable points. Next up, we have Radensport Leipzig. Brenda Show's actually gone with a draw on this one. Radensport Leipzig up against Olympic Lyon. Tasty on this one. They've not played each other according to my record, but Leipzig look very good over in the Bundesliga. Top the pops as it stands. Lyon are having an absolutely nightmare. Past 5 games without a win. 5 games without a win. However, 4 games... 4 of those 5 games have been draws. So they've been the draw machine, and their only defeat in those last 5 was against PSG at home. Bookmakers see this as a 6-4 victory for Leipzig. So red hot favourites for Leipzig, 7-2 for Lyon, 16-5 the draw. We only have 1 prediction in the house, and I'm going to go with it. LG and Cow, so it looks like it's just you and me, maybe. But Jaden the Gengar's also joining in. Both of you guys going with victories. LG and Cow's going with a 1-0 win for Leipzig. I'm going with a 3-0 win for... Jaden the Gengar's going with a 3-0 win for Leipzig. Blue Flash, late to the game, comes in with a 2-0 win for Lyon to get their winning routine back on track. For me, I'm actually going to go with a 3-1 win for Leipzig to snatch this one. And again, 3 valuable points for the home teams this one. Now we're wrapping it up, boys and girls. We have made it to the end. Group H, it is Valencia up against Ajax. They've played each other twice over the years. That's going all the way back to 2002. Omaji Monday's in here with a 2-0 win for Leipzig. Brenda Show late to the games with a 2-0 win for the Frenchies. Arman Singh, welcome to the gang, the crazy gang. So we're into Group H now, and it is Ajax going to Spain on this one. Last time that these 2 sides played, they played each other twice. Both of them ended up 1-1 draws. and that's all the way back in 2002, 2003. The recent form for these two sides, Ajax come into this with 1 draw out of the past 5. The others 4 games have resulted in victories. Meanwhile, Valencia have had an indifferent start to La Liga. Just 1 defeat out of the past 5, and that defeat was against Barcelona, 5-2 thriller over at the Camp Nou. Bookmakers see this one very tight, I believe, 29-20 in favour of La Liga's side. 7-4 for Ajax, 5-2 the draw. LG and Cow is first around the corner with his prediction. He cannot separate the two sides. It's not Villarreal, but it is Valencia. He's going to go with a 1-1 draw. Jaden the Gengar siding with the Spanish team with a 1-0 win as well. Lastminute.com winner. And this group is wide open. Chelsea look vulnerable at the minute. Blue Flash is going with a 2-1 win for the semi-finalist from last season. He's going with the Dutchies to take him with the victory. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 win for the Spanish team. 2-0, take the 3 points, back-to-back wins for them. Arman Singh's got the 2-1 win for Ajax as well. So a couple of you guys fancy the semi-finalists to take him a victory. Omar Monday's going with a 2-1 win for Valencia, and Brenda Show's going with a 2-1 win for Ajax. So it is like that, a bit of this and a bit of that. Some of you guys prefer Valencia this one, some prefer Ajax. I'm going with Valencia. And wrapping it up, the final one, boys. It is Lille up against Chelsea. Now, if anything, Chelsea need to win this game. 27-10, the bookmakers in favour of Lille. Evens for Chelsea, 12-5, the draw. The recent record between the two sides, they've never played each other, but Chelsea come to this 2 defeats at the past 5, but including 2 victories in that cluster as well. Last time out, they put 7 past Grimsby. That was in the cup. Meanwhile, Lille coming to this with 2 defeats at the past 5. Those defeats are against Ajax last time out, and Reims back in the French top division. We have a couple of predictions in the house. Russell Frost is here. He's gone with a 1-0 win for Chelsea. LG and Cows also signed with Chelsea as well. 2-1 away from home. Blue Flash signed with Chelsea as well for the victory to get themselves up and running. And I'm joining the gang. I'm siding with Chelsea to make sure that they can get their 3 points and move in the right direction, guys. So, well. That's going to wrap up match day number 2. A couple more predictions in there. Arman Singh's going with a 3-0 win for Chelsea. Jaden the Gengar's going with a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. And Brenda Show's going with a 3-3 thriller. 6 goals in it. That will be an absolute belter to watch if that comes true. Armaji Munjay's come in there with a 3-1 win for Chelsea. While I go over the tables to show you what the tables would look like if these predictions come through. If you've got any questions for me, pump them in the chat section. Any Q&A, just fire at me. Anything you like. I'll answer anything that you throw at me. Unless I consider it bad, then I'm going to veto it. But anyway, quick look at this is what the tables would look like if my predictions were to come true. Galatasaray will top the pops out in Group A. PSG will be in second, with Madrid hot on the heels over in a very, very tight top group. Then into Group B, Bayern will lead the way with 6 points out of 6. And Red Star Belgrade will be in second with 3 points on the board. Into Group C, it'll be Man City running away with it, 6 points out of 6 as well. Zagreb and Atalanta duking it out for second spot. Over in Group D, it'll be Lokomotiv Moscow, surprise, leading the group over there with Juventus in second spot with 4 points. Atlético Madrid will be in third with the 1 point. Remember, third goes through to the Europa. Into Group E we go. It'll be Napoli leading the way with Salzburg and Liverpool joint second, duking it out for runners-up spot, I guess. Into Group F, it'll be Dortmund and Barcelona leading the way if my predictions were to come true. Into Group G, we have Leipzig, top the pops with Zenit St. Petersburg in second, should all these results come in. See you later, Brendo. Nice for you stopping by. And last but not least, it's Group H. Valencia top the pops. Ajax are in second with Chelsea. Who do you think will win the Champions League? That is a very early question. It's very early. I don't think PSG have got it in them. I think Bayern will be there or thereabouts. They're always difficult to beat. Liverpool do have a chance. I know they slipped up. So I'm going to put Bayern, Liverpool, Manchester City. I think this could be the year, you know. I think Manchester City could be in the mix this year. And maybe Juventus. We'll stick Juventus in there. I think Real Madrid got too much chaos going on with them at the moment. Barcelona are indifferent as it stands. I don't think any of those would do that well. So I think Bayern, Liverpool, Juve, Man City. Do you fancy Bayern winning the Champions League this season? I feel they're up to it. I don't think they got the right coach to go all the way. I think that his inexperience will hurt them in the end. But I think they're good enough to be in the conversation. They are scoring goals for fun over in the Bundesliga. They might not be top of the pops just yet, but they are scoring goals for fun. Will Barcelona qualify in that message? Yeah. While Barcelona will, I don't know. Will Barcelona qualify now that Messi's injured? They've got enough. They've got enough in the tank to get the victories. It will hopefully prove that they're not a one-man band and they can rely on the likes of Griezmann, Suarez, and that new youngster, that 16-year-old wonder kid. I think they'll have enough in the tank to get through and get the victory. Man City definitely have a chance to win it. Liverpool-Man City final would be an absolute treat. Do you think Man City's injuries at the moment will hinder them in the Champions League? I don't think it will hinder them. I think they've got a very easy group. They're going to piss through this group. It's the Premier League I worry about for them. Well, obviously they did turn up the juice last time out with the recent results. I've seen them score for fun. But when they come up against the big boy, if they come up against the big boys in the next couple of weeks and they don't have any of their defenders sorted out, I think they could be in a bit of trouble or might be exposed. But the Champions League should be a piece of cake for them. But that is that. A bit of admin before we bounce out of here. Just let you know that my next live show will be Sunday. So come around Sunday. It'll be a different time than this. And you say my name like Elgand Cow. Whoa. Elgin Cow. I don't know. I like it. I like the way it rolls. So next live show will be Sunday. It'll be different to this time. It'll be late in the evening because there's games going on Sunday. I have to have a bit of time to prepare the show for that bad boy. Double match day in the Championship next week. So we have one on Sunday, probably one on Wednesday night as well. That might even be scary late where you guys can't even participate. It might be late for me in the US. Premier League show will return on Tuesday as normal. The next live Champions League show will be 2 weeks today on a Thursday. Hopefully a little later. It's okay. Welcome, Richard Kratang. I am out of here. Do I think Man City will go for the Premier League or the Champions League? Same for Liverpool. Man City want the Champions League. Big time. And hopefully for them, they can get their injuries sorted out. Obviously, they've won the Premier League. They want them both, of course. They want to dominate. Liverpool want the Premier League. I'm sure they want it. I'm sure they're not going to sniff their noses up at the Champions League, but realistically, they want that Premier League title to break that hoodoo, and I think it's not far away. I think this could be their year, just like Leeds in the Championship. I think this is their year to get themselves promoted. We'll have to wait and see. And also, just to let you know that I'll be live over on Twitch on Saturday for a Blackburn Rovers watch-along. Catch me over there. Link to my Twitch should be in the description down below. Click on it, smash the follow. Come see me Saturday. It's around about 3 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. German time. It's like very early for me over in the US. Come watch me watch Blackburn Rovers, and I'll bring you up to date with all the other scores as and when they happen. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, unless it's such an entertaining win. But that, my friends, is pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, smash the thumbs up. It does wonders for the old algorithm. I need to get my subscribers up there because this new way that the subscribers look, it's putting people off. Subscribers. So if you are new, smash that subscribe. If you are, make sure you smash the like, smash the share, whatever it is. Get the voice out there because I want us to have a huge community of football lovers just like you guys. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Until I see you all again, hopefully it'll be Sunday live show, tomorrow Europa League. Till then, not live, recorded. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.